Hi, this is Jeremy Ham with the Ark Encounter. We are here at the Ararat Ridge Zoo, and the Ark, the Life Size Noah's Ark, has been open since 9 a.m. this morning, open till 12 midnight, so you can come anytime during the day and get some great pictures during the day, or even some pictures at nighttime when it's dark, or even when the sunset is out. So you can get some fantastic pictures, and we've even posted many of those on the Facebook page and Twitter and all Instagram, all social media, so you can get kind of a cool picture of what it looks like, and you can get some great photo ops with your family and friends and just various things. So we really encourage you to take advantage of that during this time of the 40 days when we're open to midnight. But anyway, I want to introduce Sarah Jo here. She is the zoo supervisor, and we are with one of my favorite animals, but I'm biased being from Australia. But I won't give it away. I'll let Sarah Jo take it from here and tell us a little bit about what we're seeing here right now.
So we have 4 red kangaroos in here. We have our big boy hiding in the shade in the back. That is King Solomon. And then we have his 3 girls with him. We have Naima, Saba, and Amira. So these guys, let me see, sorry. So these guys right now are just kind of lounging in the shade. During the day, red kangaroos will just try to stay cool. So you can see they're finding all of their shady spots, and they're more than happy and content here. She's taking a nap. She's adjusting to her new home really well. They're grazing on their grass. So some cool things about the red kangaroos, if they're getting hot, they actually lick their wrists. So there's a blood vessel that lays there. So when they lick their wrists, it cools that down, and they actually cool off their whole bloodstream, which keeps their body temperature down. Another cool thing about red kangaroos, they're actually one of the world's largest marsupials. They can jump up to 6 feet tall and go 35 miles an hour. So they're really powerful, those big hind legs. The males, so Solomon will get up to 6 feet tall when he's full grown. They're really muscular. You can see his chest if he comes around to us. And then the females usually get around 3 feet tall, so they're much smaller. But these guys, let's see, what else about them? Oh, one of the coolest things that I think about red kangaroos, when the females give birth, their baby is only the size of a cherry, if not a little bit smaller. So the baby is born and only has front legs and a head, doesn't even have back legs. They follow a trail that the mother licks up to the pouch, into the pouch, and they stay there for the rest of the time for it to develop. So she can actually have one baby in utero, one in the pouch, and one outside on the ground still nursing, which is amazing. Another cool thing that God's designed them with, if it's a drought and the mother cannot take care of both herself and the baby, before she gives birth to the baby, she can actually pause her pregnancy until conditions are right and then resume it. And that's just a kind of a hormonal balance that helps them do that, to make sure that their babies will be born healthy and they can take care of both of themselves. But the babies are super dependent on their moms. They'll actually try to crawl back into the pouch up until they're 2 years old. So as long as they can fit, they'll still keep trying to go back in there. So like I said, these guys just kind of stay cool during the day. They're adjusting really well. They come right up to the fence to meet people. If it's really shady out, they get a little bit more active. They're mostly active during dawn and dusk, just like deer are. So early in the morning and late in the day, that's when you're going to see them hopping around and having fun. And then we're going to be starting doing our enrichment with them, get them some popsicles for them to lick on. Right now their favorite snack is cheese crackers, so they'll get those every once in a while just as a treat, so that they don't get too pudgy on that. Yeah, they're doing really well.
I tell you what, it really seems like they made their home here,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm sure they're used to hot weather, originally being from Australia anyway.
Yes, yeah, they do fine in the heat, and they'll also do pretty good in the winter time. We'll bed up all their barn. We'll fix it up to make sure that they're set up for success in the winter time. But yeah, a lot of people get worried that maybe they're a little too hot because they're just kind of laying there. But that's what they do, and that's what they do in the wild too. Out in Australia, it gets a lot hotter than it does here in Kentucky.
So since the last time we did a live stream, the kangaroos have now been introduced. They're new here. And are there any other animals that are new here since we did a live stream? I noticed there's a striped creature over yonder.
We have 2 new zebras. If we want to walk over there, you guys can meet them.
Yeah, let's do that.
We can head over that way. Let's see. Best way would probably be to go out this way. So we got 2 new Granite Zebras. Their names are Zilla and Zipporah. So we had to pick girl Z names for them from the Bible. But they're also doing really great here. We're just about to clean their enclosure first thing in the morning. We'll hop out of here. We'll see if Zipporah will come up to us around the back. So you can see the kangaroos are kind of standing up now that we're out of there. They're checking out what's going on in the day.
And eventually you'll be able to have kangaroos, even kangaroo counters, when people are walking along the path and all
Yeah,
that, right?
that's our goal. We'll either try to do some sort of walkthrough where people can either go in or we can bring them out. That's kind of long term right now. These guys are still adjusting to their new homes, and then we're hopefully just going to try to get them used to all of that over time. We're going to take it one step at a time, though.
So what do we have on our left here?
On our left is our petting zoo area, so we are using Honey Hills Farms to help us get all of this ready for us until our goats that we've purchased are ready to go. So these guys are doing great. They're a huge hit. All the kids love them, so they can go in there and play with them as long as they want. We're going to go right through this gate here. Thank you, Ariel.
We're just making our way to see some of the zebras, some of the new animals since we've done a live stream here. And if you guys have any questions, just go ahead and post them, and we may answer a few of them here today.
So Zilla is doing really well.
Oh, one question we had was, how old are the kangaroos?
Oh, the kangaroos are 2.5 years old, so they're still not full grown. They'll get a little bit bigger, especially the male. He'll keep growing quite a bit. But they're 2.5 years old now. They can live up to about 25 years in captivity, so they're still pretty young. So this one right here is Zipporah. Let's see if we can find Zilla. Zilla was a little bottle-fed baby, so she loves to be petted on. She loves attention. So right now, sometimes she's in here munching on her head. There she is. Zilla, wanna come up here, baby girl? Yeah, hi, baby. So she is really, really sweet. She loves to get scratched. Hi. Zipporah's a little bit more skittish. She's still meeting everybody and figuring out her new home, but she's doing well, eating great. Our vet visit was recent. Everybody's in pretty great health, so we'll try to get them all out and ready to go soon.
So they're very friendly.
Yeah, she is, especially because she was bottle fed, so this is what she's used to, human
cool.
interaction. Come on, baby. So these guys are Granite Zebras. It's a type of plain zebras, one of the smallest. And actually our Zorse and Zonky at the museum, this is what their father looked like.
Oh, cool.
Yep. And one cool thing we did find out too, everyone asks if they are black with white stripes or white with black stripes. And you're kind of right both ways. So as you're looking at them, they look like they're white with black stripes. But when they're embryos, they're actually black first, and then they develop the white. So they're actually black with white stripes first.
I tell you what, I think this zebra likes the camera.
Yeah, she's a little star. Come back out, sweet girl. Yeah.
What do they like to eat?
They love carrots. So they get a special zebra pellet to make sure they're getting all of the nutrients that they need here. And they also get hay. And then we'll give them carrots as treats and lettuce and all sorts of produce. They're not too terribly picky. But they do just eat veggies and grain. Do you have any other questions about the zebras?
Any other questions? Can you see them now?
Yes, yeah, they actually, if you come around, they can go around to the outside. So the first when people come in, they're going to see the kangaroos first. And then as they walk around, they'll see our llama alpaca exhibit demonstrating the camelid kind. And then they'll come right around to our zebra exhibit. So they can see them all day long. They're out here. They might be hiding out in the shade, but you guys can see them from any angle that you're at.
And how old are they?
They're about 3 years old. So they are full grown. They are one of the smallest types of zebras. Come back up. Thank you. She wants to come out and see everybody.
So do they walk right up when guests come?
Since they're not getting a whole lot of interaction with the people for now, they'll kind of stay up by the fence because they're really curious, but they don't come like right up because people can't pet them. just for safety, because these guys are still pretty wild. So one way that zebras will greet each other is they'll kind of nibble at each other, and that's not anything aggressive, but that's a trait that God's given them. So when she comes up to us, sometimes she'll do that, and it's not being mean, that's just what she is. So we have to be careful and make sure that everybody's safe and everybody's fingers are safe too. So.
Oh, sure, that's very important.
Yeah. So we want to make sure experienced people are the ones that are messing around with them the most. But as you can see, there's some guests over there, and they can see them all the time from all around. They've got a huge enclosure. They've got 2 big sand pits that they love to roll around in. They make a big scene. All the kids love it when they roll around in the sand and toss sand everywhere.
And this is a full-fledged zoo. It's not just a petting zoo like we have at the Creation Museum.
Right,
So.
Right. This is a zoo where you're actually just kind of seeing them from here. And eventually, once we get ourselves a little bit more grounded, we're going to try to get some enrichment programs up and talks, so that way you guys can come up and see everybody and learn a little bit more about them, get a more personal interaction. But right now, we're just kind of getting adjusted to our new home. So the petting area is over there. They can go in with those guys and pet them as much as they want. Goats, sheep, and a little mini horse and mini donkey, and they love it. So far, I think the petting area is probably the biggest attraction.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
What do you think, sweet girl?
Well, can we just go around and look at some of the other animals,
Yeah,
just
absolutely. We'll get
for
to
those
that.
that didn't watch the previous live stream?
Yeah. Let's see. So, like I said, we just had our vet visit on Tuesday. So everybody's checked out by our vet. So that way they're all getting the best care that they can. And I was going to have, if you guys can come around at some point, we turn on our sprinklers for our emus, who are also native to Australia. But they absolutely love the sprinklers. They'll go crazy over them. There's 5 sprinklers and 4 emus. And for some reason, they all want to sit on the same one, even though there's 5 of them. So they'll sit right on top of it, and there's definitely a splash zone. They shake their feathers out and spray water everywhere. But we can go in here with these guys and see what they think of the camera. Sometimes they're a little shy, and sometimes they're really curious.
So here we have the emus. And where are they originally from?
They're also native to Australia.
Yep. Maybe my second favorite animal.
Here. So let's see. There are actually 4 in here. Are you going to come up and say hi? Or are you going to walk away? Yeah. Sometimes they're a little shy, and then other times they really want to be petted. So these guys also, they can't sweat, just like your dog can't sweat. So what they do is what this guy right here is doing. He'll open up his mouth, and he's going to try to untie your shoes.
Oh, why thank you, but I would like to keep them tied.
They really like shoestrings. What do you think, bud? So anyway, they pant just like a dog does to keep them cool, to keep their body cool. He really likes the color of your shoes. Come here, bud. Yeah. Are you going to come say hi? This is actually one of my favorites. What do you think, bud? You need to not peg shoelaces. Or the cord.
And I noticed the emu has, speaking of blue shoes, has a little bit of a blue color on his head, kind of.
They do. They have a blue tint on the side of their head, especially if you catch it in the right light. Are you going to come up and say hi? No. You just want to eat the shoestring, don't you? Yeah, they do have that bluish color on the side. And these guys are also still juveniles, so they still have a lot of growing to do. Our other 2 must be laying down in the corner over there. But as you can see, they're not mean at all. They're very, very curious, though.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
I think he likes the color of your shoes.
Every time that I come outside the gate or the fence, I see them run right up to you. It's really cool to see.
They're very, very curious, and they love to be loved on by our zookeepers. And hopefully we'll also have some sort of interactive program with them as well, where people might be able to come up and feed them, as long as they'll adjust to that, okay?
And just a warning, if you wear blue shoes...
Yeah, they apparently really like the blue shoes. As you can see, they're really friendly. He's not being mean at all. He's just curious and silly.
Just a little tiny peck.
Yeah. What do you think, bud?
And they both like it.
They do. Hey, what are you doing?
What are their names?
Right now, they currently don't have names yet because we have to see if we can do the blood type test to see if we can find out their gender. So you can't really tell just by looking at them or their features until they're a lot older and since they're young. If We can't find out their gender if it's a little too expensive because it is a really expensive test. Guys really like the shoes. We'll probably stick with books of the Bible, maybe like Genesis and Deuteronomy and Leviticus. And we'll probably skip Numbers though because nobody probably wants to be Numbers, huh?
I tell you what, if you need a toy for them, I think you might know what to get them for Christmas.
We'll get them blue shoes for Christmas. But we are going to get them some balls. They really like to play with the weasel balls, the ones that move around. He's going to try to come peck your cord. I'm glad they're coming up to you guys. Yeah. As you can see, they're not shy at all.
For sure.
He's also pecking at the grass, too, so that's good for him.
Perhaps if you come see the emus from outside the fence, bring blue shoes and see what they do.
It's good enrichment for them. Stimulating things for them to look at. And then we also have the yaks way out there. You might be able to zoom in on them, but they're not coming up to the fence just yet. They really like to hang out in the shade as long as they can. They're more native to colder environments, so that we've got some nice shade back there. We're going to get them some fans and some popsicles and things like that. They're still doing great. It's not too hot for them yet or anything like that. So as soon as we get them more accommodated to their new home, we'll try to get them to come up to the fence. That way people can meet the yaks, because they're really cool creatures, and a member of the bovine kind, so same as cows.
Sure. Well, that's cool. And I hear a rumor that camel rides might be starting soon. Is that true?
Yeah, we are doing our best. Our crew is working so hard right now. If you guys can keep them in your prayers, they're working really, really hard to get these camel rides and donkey rides up and going. So our camel ride area is actually done, and so is our donkey ride. We're actually trying to just finish the holding pen for the animals once they get here, because they can't live in the ride area. So our horticulture team is working really hard to get that done. They're doing an awesome job. It's amazing how fast they move. But if you all can keep them in your prayers as they're finishing that up. Are you being cuddly now? So we'll try to have that as soon as we can.
For sure. Yeah, and we will announce it on the website when they're open, so you all know when to plan your trip if you want to make sure. And don't forget about the camel rides at the Creation Museum, because they are open right away, and you can go, and that is one of the most popular things to do there over at the petting zoo. So keep that in mind.
Say hi to Gomer and CJ.
Yeah, say hi to Gomer and CJ. So you used to work at the Creation Museum petting zoo?
Yes, I did. Yeah, I worked in the petting zoo there for 8 years, and then I started this job here. So I am missing my camels. I need my camel fix. I'm just excited to get the camels as you all are.
Oh, that's cool. Well, let's go up to the fence with the yaks just to get a little closer up. Are there any more questions for us? Just go ahead and post it. Are the animals fed organically?
They actually, most of all of the food is the grains nowadays, especially. A lot of people are switching to the organic feeds. So a lot of them, I think, are. They're not receiving, and then all of their produce too is usually organic. So we did just get, a lot of people were commenting that they didn't see benches around. We did just get nice new, really pretty benches. There's one in here. So you can come in and sit in the shade and watch the yaks for a little bit. Their hay feeder is all the way up at the front, so they'll usually come up to eat a little bit. Hi, Kim. So here's our yaks out there. They are officially named. So Mama Yak, the biggest one right there, is Esther. And then her little steer calf, his name is Mordecai. And then the other little boy is Xerxes. And the last little girl is Hadassah.
I tell you what, I mean, it's not only cool to see the yaks, but see the beautiful scenery that's surrounding them.
Oh yeah, we are all jealous of the yaks' view, because once you're in there too, you get a perfect view of the Ark over here. And then you also get the beautiful hills of Kentucky, and I'm sure in the fall it's going to be absolutely gorgeous. And then, like I've said, they also have access down past that fence. They have access to that whole pasture so that they can graze and eat some grass and do what God designed them to do.
If you're just joining us, we recently just saw the emus, originally from Australia, and we have a question related to the emus. What noises emus make? Isn't it a booming sound?
Yeah, it's actually called a drumming noise. So it's a deep sound that they make in their throat, and you can actually hear it up to a mile away. So the females are the ones that mainly do that. The males will also do it, but the females are usually quite a bit more vocal than the males. which is why we're thinking we may have 3 females and 1 male, but that's just a guess for now. We have 3 of them that will drum a lot, especially if they're curious. So that's their main communication point. They'll also do it if they're angry, but these guys are so happy and content here. We haven't heard them do that for that. Mainly if we bring in anything new or exciting, they start to do that drumming noise because they're curious.
Very cool. So, Judy is asking how many more kinds of animals would be at the zoo when it's all done. And as I understand it, it's an ongoing process. You know, we're continually going to be updating things and upgrading things. So,
Right.
can you maybe give a little hint as to what we might see? You know, even next year.
We are hoping to get some ostriches actually here really soon. And then the biggest thing is we want to expand on our kinds so that people are coming off the ark, they're hearing this word kinds over and over, and then they can come out here and see that in terms of animals that they know today. So we're hoping to expand our kinds. So we have already cows, our bovine kind, so we can get more animals in the bovine kind. There's a lot of cool breeds that are out there like Brahmins and Highlanders, and there's Zebus and all sorts of things that we could get for these guys. But yeah, it's kind of a work in progress. Over the years, we'll see what all we can get, see what also gets along with the animals, and then the hardest thing too is what does well in this climate here. We hate to have an animal come here and then have to take them off exhibit all winter or the other way around. So we want to make sure that they'll also be leading a happy, healthy lifestyle here as well.
Sure, and their care is one of the most important things here in your perspective, you know,
Right.
as you're taking care of them.
Oh, we're also getting ambassador animals, so we already do have some hedgehogs for you guys to meet. Their names are Priscilla and Aquila, and they will be coming out hopefully here soon to meet you guys. They've been getting socialized so that they can be content in their ambassador lifestyle. So that way we can bring them up to you guys and meet them and talk about how God's designed them perfectly to do what they are designed to do.
Very cool. Well, we'll end it here, and we just did a live stream of the exhibits inside the Ark, the life-size Noah's Ark. So if you didn't get to watch that, go to the Ark Encounter Facebook page and go to the next video underneath this video at the zoo, and you can watch that. It gives you a behind-the-scenes look from the content perspective of the reasoning for the exhibits and all that. So that was just fascinating, and we even got to see a couple of the new things that they recently installed. Again, it's an ongoing process that they're continuing to tweak and upgrade things as time goes on. So we really appreciate you guys joining us here today and hope to see you soon.